I've got a couple of questions, if time permit. I'll ask the second ones as well.
Fine.
I've got two questions, if time permits.
Start with the first and we'll see.
Yes. My first question is that when certain children are born with certain deformities or crippled, or even if when they come to suffer at a later stage, is this in any form a punishment for the parents or for their wrongdoings?
Not necessarily. When it is only for their good. But I have spoken at length on this subject, as we had here at some different time. And you can listen to that cassette and inshallah you will find out all the various relevant aspects of the question answered, or at least an attempt, I can say, is being made on my part to answer various aspects. But the punishment question part is something to which I have to add something. Sometimes, by an ordinary law of nature, people suffer as a result of scheme of things. And that has to be, it's unavoidable. Unless you change the whole scheme and provide a better scheme, you can't change that order. An individual will have to suffer somewhere in a society. And you can call it a game of chance or whatever you may please. But those casualties are calculated casualties in the broader scheme. And they are unavoidable. But those casualties may occur in certain situations where they can become a source of some reward. When you are conscious of the scheme of things and conscious that Allah has made it, then you also suffer as well as an atheist suffers if he falls victim to that particular portion of that scheme. Now the attitude will be different. An atheist's attitude would be, yes, it has happened. He may call some bad names to nature and do away with it. No, they have done with it, but that's all. It's neither a crime on his part nor reward-winning attitude, because he is not concerned, he doesn't believe in anything. Among the believers there are two types of attitudes. Those who believe in God, they begin to censure him for whatever pain they suffer, and when something good happens to them, they say, well, we achieved it and we have done it. So neither good is good for them nor evil is good for them. The Holy Quran describes them, Namahu wa akramahu, yuqul Rabbi, officer hai? أما الإنسان إذا ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن. No, أهانن. I'm talking about the أهان. أما إذا ابتلاه ربه فقدر عليه رزقه. قدر, that's the one I want to do. Yes. أما إذا ابتلاه ربه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن. وأما إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن. كلا لينبذن في الحطمة. Now, apparently both these verses apply to different situations, and one appears to be a praiseworthy situation and the other appears to be a condemnable situation. Yet both these situations are condemned by the Holy Quran. Why? I'll explain. The Holy Quran talks of those people who take pride in small gains and lose hope when they suffer. And that particular attitude is censured here by the Holy Quran. أما إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه. Those, yes, that I know. Yes, I only recited half part intentionally. Yes. وَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ إِذَا مَا ابْتَلَاهُ رَبُّهُ فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَمَهُ. When Allah tries man and honors him and grants him some provisions, نَعَمَهُ, يَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمَنِ, he says, my Lord has provided me with this and he has honored me. Now apparently this is a good thing. Allah provides, and why should such a man be censured and condemned? But the Holy Quran, when you reach the end part, thoroughly condemns this attitude, because this is not the attitude of a pious, God-fearing person here in this respect. In this context, it's an attitude of pride. Such a person believes that Allah is like a servant to him and he is made only for providing things to him and honoring him. So as long as he is in the receiving end of the honor, he says, yes, my God is, you see, is my God and he provides me with these things. Although it apparently he is a holy man, because this is why I said this attitude belongs to the religious realm now. We are not talking about atheists. There are certain religious people who treat their God as their servant, in fact. They are only happy with him when God provides them with something. And their hollowness is exploded in the next verse. The same person, when the same Lord of theirs tries him with some straitened measures and some calamity to his business befalls and he is left with straitened means of livelihood, he says, Rabbi Yahanan, my Lord has insulted me, he has mistreated me and ill-treated me. That shows the attitude of arrogance on the part of that person. So even his first attitude was condemnable and rejectable. Those who truly believe in Allah and love Him, their attitude is different. When some good happens to them, they say, we are humble, we did not deserve it. It is only the grace of Allah that we received it. And they are proved true when they are tried in some hard measures. They don't say change their attitude, they say, look, even that is lovable, it has come from Allah. He is our Lord, so we are happy whether He tries us this way or He tries us that way. This is the true attitude of the true believers. So they will also suffer as the first category which I mentioned, and even the earlier category which I mentioned. As far as their suffering goes, it's all alike and equal. But these people will be rewarded. So if their children suffer or their relatives suffer or somebody else, and they submit to the will of Allah with good grace, then it is for Allah to reward them because of this attitude. So every trial becomes a source of gain for them. Whether they are given a provision by their Lord, that is a source of happiness as well as a source of reward for them, because their attitude towards that gain is that of submission. And the same holds true when they are tried in the wrong way, that in the other way, by hardships. So only to that much they are rewarded, apparently punished, and in truth, in reality, in the long run, they will be rewarded. But not everybody.